All right, so some of you may know that Gohan is pretty much my most favorite out of all of the Dragon Balls. I guess Dragon Ball doesn't really count, but Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super is my favorite character. And while I didn't play some of the format, or any of the format really, for Blue Gohan, kind of reserve that for our teammate Rob, I am very excited for this U7 Gohan, which is easily the best Universe 7 leader that we've seen in a long time, given that we've probably only seen like 2, but whatever. But what I like about it is that Bandai really took the time to make a decent archetype and a homage to the old previous Gohan. Not no pansy, I'm a mama's boy, I'm a wifey boy, I don't fight no more kind of stupidness, but that kind of Gohan. The one that I really like from the original Buu saga, like the Majin or the Mystic Gohan, and as well as the DBS saga, trying to come back and being the team leader and all the other stuff. This leader definitely gives that vibe and kind of has that aggro approach, and like I said, has a homage to the old Blue Gohan. Shout out to my old teammate, I guess, Paulo. Hopefully this will get him back into the game just like anybody else who played U7 Gohan, which is honestly one of my most viewed videos ever before, if you haven't seen that one. All right, let's get into the leader already. So first off, we have a tag or keyword that we haven't seen in a long time, which is Universe or Warrior of Universe 7 on both the front and the back side, which, if you aren't aware, is basically saying that you can pay the energy cost without spending on the specified cost. So if you have all red energy, you can pay for a blue U7 ignoring the specified cost. On both sides says that if you use a Universe 7 card in a combo, you draw one card. So obviously that's going to open up to like the super combo drawing 2 and a lot of other things that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But the Awaken is that if you're at 4 or less, if you have a red Unison card, a specified cost of 2, you may draw one card, untap one, and then take life until you're at 4 or 5. Sorry. Very nifty, pretty normal coming out of set 14. You're gonna see that, like I said, in all these other set 14 leaders, they have these alternative awakenings. The backside, like I said, has the same auto, and then the spirit boost is that when you combo with a red skillless battle card, energy cost of 2, you get 10 or 6k combo power for the duration of the battle. Wow, I can't say it, but it is really cool. Basically becomes 11k combo. You use the spirit boost, which triggers off other effects if it does have one for spirit boost, and then the auto is that when it does go into the drop, the 2 specified costs or the specified cost of 2 the Unison into the drop area, you choose up to one of the red skillless battle cards in a cost of 2 in your drop area and play it. So you get a free skillless 2 drop, and you get to trigger any other effect that the Unison might have, which we'll talk about in a little bit. All right, let's take a look at some of the engine pieces for Red U7 Gohan. So some of these cards are pretty good. The other cards are okay. But the cool card, or at least a card that I think is going to be a staple in this deck, if you're going to be playing it, you're going to be playing this card, is that the auto is when this card is played, you look at the top 5, you add up to a 1 red Universe 7 card, or with energy cost of 4 or less, or 1 Unison card with a specified cost of 2, and then add to your hand and shuffle. The other auto is that limit 1, if you look at the card is red, when you use a skillless model red battle card in combo, draw 1 card. So you're basically effectively drawing 2 because of the leader, and as well as this card, which is really good because you're just filtering out any of the skillless cards that you don't really need in the hand, and then it goes right into the drop. So that way you can use the leader effect to play it out. This card actually gets quite a lot of targets. Well, maybe not a lot of targets, but pretty useful targets, just like the targets that we're looking at here, and as well as your super combos, which I highly recommend, and I'll explain a little bit why when we go over the deck list as well. We have Android 17 and 18, the Universal 7 challengers. They both have barrier. This guy has 19k barrier blocker, which is kind of a callback to all of the other 17 cards that we've seen in previous sets being in barrier blockers. The auto is that when you activate the blocker skill, you get to neg 15k for one of their battle cards. And then your leader card is a model red Universe 7 card. And you have this card and 1 red skillless battle card in your combo area. And when you use this card in combo, draw 1 card. So what happens is that you basically use the leader effect to draw 1 after you use a skill list. You use this one to draw 1 as well. And then you combo this one here to draw 1 another time. And then you play out the Divine Presence over here, which we'll get back to the 18 But he is a activate battle pay 2. When you have 3 or more energy, you have 2 or more red battle cards in your combo area. Play this card in the hand, and then choose one of your model red cards, and it gets 5k power for the turn. So you can choose your Unison, you can choose your leader, you can choose a self, you can choose another battle card, whatever it may be. And during the permanent is that you can't be removed by skills during your turn, which is nice because basically what you want to do is go aggressive, swing, combo the 2, play out this guy, and now you have a 20k or 25k dual attacker on turn 3. The Android 18 is basically the same thing. Is that the auto, well, not the same thing, but kind of the same premise. This is a 10k barrier card, and it has the same auto as the 17. The activate battle is that up to 1 red or universe 7 battle card in your combo area gains 5k combo for the duration of the battle. So she actually does have to be on the field. You have to pay the 2. She has barrier, so she's probably not going to go anywhere. And it's kind of nice. I just haven't really found room for her, but I have been using the Android 17. All right, let's talk about the skill list stuff. I personally don't play any of these cards, but they're both searchers. When the card is played, add up to 1 red skill list battle card energy cost 2 in your deck, and then shuffle your deck afterwards. And then this guy gets it from the drop area. I love this art. It's full art for no reason, and we get to see Roshi's feet, which is kind of random. Anyway, Piccolo and Super Saiyan Son Goku, both of them are 2 cost 20k skill list battle cards in your 7 trait. They're going to be the targets you're going to be want to play in this deck. You can play like Dimension Support Trunks. You can play all this other stuff like Kid Goku. You know, it's still red. You don't get the combo off of it. So that's kind of the thing to keep in mind. But these are pretty good cards. I don't think we have any other skillless U7 cards. I could be wrong, but this is why they added them. Let's talk about Unisons now. Okay. The Unison that's made for this deck in particular is going to be the Frieza Unlikely Savior. I always think that this is a, which one, who's it? A Frost. I don't know why this one looks like a Frost, but whatever. Auto, once per turn, if it's your turn, you remove a marker from this card using a Spirit Boost skill, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or Unison cards and gains negative 10k for the turn. So the only downside for this is that it's during your turn. I misplayed quite a lot of times using Spirit Boost on their turn and then minusing something 10k. So be aware of that. The activate main is that you place up to 1 skillless battle card for your drop area to the bottom of the deck. This is pretty much for the auto that I didn't talk about for the Divine Presence, where you attack and you add up to 1 card from your deck, which is a skillless, and then this card gains 5k. So again, you can get 5k from the activate battle, and then every time that it swings, once per turn, of course, you gain 5k for the card itself. But this is going to be the thing in case you know that you don't have any other skillless targets. I've actually used this effect just so I don't deck out, because you just go through and cycle through the deck quite a lot when you have the right setup. And the auto is that when your opponent attacks, you choose up to 1 of your skillless U7 cards in your hand to drop area and combo with it. So what's cool about this is that when they swing into the Unison, yes, you can combo with it. It's just like the Whis from a couple sets ago, a few sets ago, in which you can, they basically, you basically go up to 20. And then when your autos trigger, or I guess when your combo step, I guess is autos and then combo step, like it goes to your combo step and it's like, yeah, okay, go ahead and draw. I think that's going to have to clarify or be clarified in some rulings. I didn't see anything for Whis. If someone can go ahead and put that in the comments below, definitely let me know. But this is really good when you have the 1-drop Gohan, and as well as just in general for your leader, because you're going to want to combo out whatever. And if you combo the skill list from before, you can now just have that 1 card for sure to combo every single turn. Now we also have Super Saiyan Kaba Spirit Resonance. The reason why I put this in here is because there's some cool interactions with this card, and as well as the Spirit Mentor, not only for the leader but also just the card itself. The auto is that when it's placed in a drop area from your Unison area, you choose up to 1 of your model red leader cards, and it gains 5k powers for the turn. Really cool thing about this is that basically you can kind of chain, or at least like think about the things that you can do throughout the game, which includes either you can play another Unison, which this one places into the drop, and then on your turn, you can gain your leader card for 5k. Now it's a 20k leader. If this guy only has 1 marker, you can use Spirit Boost. It goes to the drop, and now you trigger out the leader. Well, you trigger out the leader effect for playing a 2 cost when you do the other effect, or placing another Unison. But you also trigger this one, 5k. You play another Unison. You can be it can be itself, or another Unison, and then you can play out a 2 cost, give your leader 5k, and then you use the new Unison's effect as well. And then the auto is that if your opponent's life is at 3 or more, when your mono red leader card is attacked, you deal 1 damage. I really haven't gotten this one off, so I wouldn't really bother with that one. And then Piccolo, you don't really need to think about this too much. It's just a really good 2-drop Unison. It's going to help you awaken. You basically awaken with draw 2 and untap 1 with this guy. These two are better in my experience, even though that Piccolo does a lot. But for this deck specifically, I would look in these two. And then now this guy with Defect Barrier, if you don't know the card already, it basically allows you to remove something 30k or less in your ring barrier by paying 3. Or you can play out a combo for sure. So you're basically playing another copy of the Unison and as well as a Universe 7 target to combo with, and just a 19k beater. You also get 5k for the battle when this is in rest and they get attacked, or you get attacked. Overall, it's really good to really consider all those Unison cards and as well as that promo that I just mentioned, simply because you want that consistency every single time to awaken. You want to have a Unison out so you can use Spirit Boost as well. So those are the things you have to consider. And honestly, like, this is one of the better decks for Spirit Boost in my opinion, just because the 2 costs are easy to play and they all have really good effects in my opinion. But the Warrior Universe 7, if you didn't remember, and specified cost, no specified cost, blah, blah, blah. Now you can play all these other Universe 11 card or Universe 7 cards, including Turning the Tide if you want to go longer, this guy to remove, these 2 for combo power and as well as negating an attack, this girl for drawing 2, bouncing something and negating something, Piccolo if we ever get a better target, and this one somehow gets Deflector Barrier, and then the Strength of Legends if you have a lot of Universe 11 or Universe 7 cards, which again you can play out like any of these the skillless cards into the drop, but I don't think, yeah, it has to be a red skillless battle card, so maybe a better deck builder than I am can implement these two. All right, let's take a look at the deck list itself. So outside of the cards that I already talked about, I'll kind of go over real quick. The Imposing Presence for King Vegeta, I thought that card was made for King Vegeta, like the leader. But honestly, I feel like that card was made for Gohan. Like, I might bump this up to 3. Only because that not only gives you just a turn where they have to waste so much resource and you can even remove something if you really wanted to, but also it gets to the combo phase if they do get to, or if they do swing, which means you can still do your shenanigans in the combo step. When you negate, it basically says, well, I'm not going to use my leader effect, I'm not going to use the 1-drop Gohan effect or any other stuff that you have. So honestly, I would probably bump this up to 3 and then reduce this guy to 2, but that's just me. I'm sure you can play the new Universe 7 secret, but honestly, this is just better. And if you notice that this is all model red, I haven't played any of the Universe 7. Well, I have, but I don't think it's really worth it. I think if you keep it model red, it's gonna be worth it just in the long run. Fighting Against Fate is good just for additional aggression. Plus, you're going to be using Champa with it or Kai with it. You can probably bump that up to 2 if you wanted to. 2 Violent Rays, just because Dark Broly is not going to go anywhere. And it's just good for any of the good Unisons like Jiren or Majin Buu, anything else like that. Kaioken Goku is awesome. It is a Universe 7 target. It gives you barrier removal outside of this guy for 2 instead of 3. Plus, you don't have to make that decision as well to pay 3. And then also board clears if you really want to, which is what Red wants to do by reducing. And then we also have a new ruler, which is just great. Honestly, a free 20k attacker. Double strike, awesome. This card is just broken in this format and as well as the previous one. Just hits so much stuff, and your Unison's going to be live, especially if you give it 3 markers into 4 with the 3-drop over here. 2 of the Divine Presence has been pretty good for me. I don't really want any more than that. 4 of these guys, you already know. And then all the other cards kind of went through. The universe, we are Universe 11 or 7. I mean, if you're not playing that in the deck, honestly, especially if you're playing red for this deck, I think you're doing it wrong, because you're not only effectively getting anything that you need that is important, because pretty much every Universe 7 that you have is 4 or less. So you can get literally everything in your deck. What I usually do is get a super combo. I get a 1-drop Gohan, which you can search out other stuff, or for Unison. I usually get Kaioken. You can do that. You can get these targets if you have everything. You can get Divine Presence if you have everything. We Are Universe 7 is just a broken card. If you don't see that, in a red U7 list, they're doing it wrong. I'm telling you right now. Surprise attack Gohan and Vegeta. This guy comes out for 15k critical for spirit boost for free. And then this guy, if you have 2 or more mono red cards in your combo area, you get to play it for 1 and then -10. So you can play multiple of these guys and just get value and get board presence for 20k attackers, which reduces. Backbone Universe 7. So the reason why you don't play Raditz in this deck is because you're basically your super combos are alive as soon as you awaken. What that means is that as soon as you put down a universe or Unison card, you take life up to 5, and then you get to draw 2 on your super combo immediately. So you can go aggressive with it, you can go defensive with it, and you can go to 4 if you really want to later on. But honestly, this is the best one you can do because it starts above the 1-drop by We Are Universe 7, and because you take life up to 5. So don't play any other super combo. And then the 1 of 4-drop started at Goku. It's okay. I've played it once maybe, and I've closed out a game with it. That's pretty much it. It's not as good as playing all these other cards in general. What U7 Gohan wants to do is basically get hand advantage. You attack quite a lot with a lot of cards. You use your Unisons and as well as the skill list to pretty much average out the opponent. Like just attack until they're dead, basically. There's not really much of a finisher here outside of the secret and as well as Bardock. So maybe think about, you know, do I really want a finisher? I don't think there's too many in red outside of Unisons, and maybe, yeah, I actually don't know. I think you just kind of go wide and aggressive. That's all you really want to do, and then just draw out your opponent. All right, let me know what you think. I should have gameplay sometime later this week. Just depends on if I can get to it or not. But please let me know what you think about the deck. What you think about the leader, what you think about set 40 in general, what you want to see next, all that other jazz. And I'll see you next time.